Hey everyone, so today we're diving into something that's totally transforming how our money is handled, protected, and even lent out. We're talking about artificial intelligence. Let's get right into how this new frontier is really taking shape. Every single year, financial fraud sucks hundreds of billions of dollars out of the global economy. And here's the really scary part. That number is actually getting bigger, not smaller, because criminals are getting smarter and faster. This is the massive challenge the entire industry is facing. So you have to ask, right? In this crazy, fast-paced digital world with threats changing all the time, who's really watching out for your money? Because the old ways of doing things, well, they're starting to break down. And that's our first big topic. We really need to unpack why the traditional security systems just can't keep up anymore. You see, for years, banks use these really rigid, rule-based systems. You can think of it like a very simple security guard with a checklist. Is the transaction over $1,000? Is it from a new country? Okay, flag it. But here's the thing. Modern fraud isn't simple. It's complex, it's sneaky, it learns, and the old systems just can't compete, which leads to those moments we all hate, when your own card gets declined for a perfectly normal purchase. So, if the old system is failing, what's the alternative? Well, this is where AI comes in. And it's not just a small upgrade, it's a completely different kind of watchdog. So how does it actually work? Well, AI doesn't just look at one or two things. For every single transaction, in a split second, it analyzes a massive amount of data. We're talking hundreds of different factors, everything from the time of day to your location to the type of device you're using. It's looking for tiny patterns, subtle clues that something is off. And this is the most important part, it learns. Every fraud attempt it sees makes the entire system smarter and stronger. And the results are, well, they're just amazing. Banks using these AI systems are hitting fraud detection accuracy rates over 95%. But look at that second number, a drop of over 50% in false positives. That means not only is it way more secure, but it also creates a much smoother experience for us as customers. It's a win-win. But AI in finance isn't just about playing defense. It's also being used to build a much clearer picture of the future, to create a better crystal ball for assessing financial risk. And to do that, it has to look beyond just your credit score. It uses something called alternative data. It's a fancy term, but all it means is information that's not typically used, all to build a much more complete, holistic view of someone's financial situation. And this alternative data can be almost anything. We're talking about online shopping habits, how you use your phone, even analyzing the sentiment of news articles, or using satellite pictures to see how busy a port or a factory is. It's all about finding useful signals in places nobody ever thought to look before. So what's the big deal? Why does this matter? Because it creates fairness. For young people who haven't had time to build a credit history, or for immigrants who are new to a country, or for small businesses that just don't fit the traditional mold, this fuller picture can be the key that unlocks a loan and opens up a world of opportunity. Okay, so this stuff isn't just theory. This is happening right now. Let's take a look at how some of the biggest players in finance are already using AI to get some absolutely mind-blowing results. First up, let's talk about a giant, JP Morgan Chase. They build an AI program called COIN, which stands for Contract Intelligence. Its job is to review thousands of incredibly dense commercial loan agreements, a job that used to take their lawyers a huge amount of time. And get this. The AI now does what used to take 360,000 hours of human work every single year, and it does it in seconds. The efficiency here is just on another level. All right, next up, PayPal. This is a company whose entire business depends on making sure billions of transactions are safe and secure. Their use of AI and fraud detection is legendary. For every single payment you make, their AI system analyzes over 1,000 different data points, almost instantly. And because of that intense, deep analysis, they've managed to get their fraud rates down below 0.1%. That's incredibly low, especially at their scale. And for our last example, let's look at Ant Financial. They've used AI to totally change the game when it comes to microlending, getting money to people that traditional banks have often ignored. I mean, just think about this. By analyzing over 3,000 different variables, like a person's online business patterns, they can approve a loan in minutes. Not days, not weeks, minutes. This has opened up access to capital for millions of small businesses and entrepreneurs who are basically invisible to the old system. Okay, now, all this power, all this potential is obviously incredible, but, and this is a big but, it also comes with some really serious questions and challenges. This tech has to pass a major accountability test. And the hurdles are pretty big. You've got complex government regulations, the real danger of bias creeping into the data, brand new cybersecurity risks, and a massive shortage of people who actually have the skills to build and oversee these systems. It's a lot to deal with. And probably one of the biggest challenges is something called the black box problem. Basically, some of the most powerful AI systems are so complex that we can't always understand how they made a particular decision. It's like a black box. This is a huge issue in finance, where regulations demand that you have to be able to explain, for instance, why someone was denied a loan. So to solve this, the whole industry is pushing towards something new, explainable AI. The goal is to design these systems so they can actually tell us, in plain language, the reasons behind their decisions. This isn't just about following the rules. It's about building real human trust in these incredibly powerful tools. Which really leaves us with one final crucial question to think about. We've seen how AI can be this amazing guardian for our money and even create new economic opportunities. But as we hand over more and more of these critical decisions to algorithms, who manages the algorithm? Who keeps the AI accountable? That's the real challenge ahead.